Welcome back, everybody. Today's Friday, November 21st, 2025. Born on this date in 1933, astronaut Henry Hartsfield Jr. of Birmingham. Now, by the way, yesterday I got Dabo Swinney's birth year wrong. For some reason, I said he was born in 1960, but he'll be glad to know that he's actually much younger than that. He was born November 20th, 1969. Toward the end of the show, we'll take the Alabama news quiz. First, we have news items on the warm weather, the Chamber of Commerce on tariffs, some butting of heads over the hiring of a new CEO of a regional water system, and Southern Living's Southerner of the Year. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Now, who's enjoying the second summer we're having? It was nice to play tennis in short sleeves last night. And it was warm enough on Thursday to break record highs for November 20th in a couple of Alabama cities, reports AL.com's Lee Morgan. Montgomery hit 84 degrees to shatter the previous record of 81 degrees set way back in 1900. And the Shelby County Airport's 81 degrees broke the record of 75 set in 2007. Anniston and Tuscaloosa tied their record highs at 78 and 80 respectively, and Birmingham at 78 degrees came within a single degree of its 1896 record of 79 degrees. Now, look for another warmer than usual day today, with some parts getting rain a little later on. An official with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce told a group in Mobile that the Trump administration's import tariffs amount to a $600 billion annual tax increase that's leading to some higher prices, reports AL.com's John Sharp. Tom Wickham is the vice president and managing director of government affairs with the chamber. He was speaking at the 11th annual State of the Economy event at the Sanger Theater. Wickham pointed out that, quote, the U.S. Chamber has been opposed to broad-based tariffs over 100 years, end quote. And he believes that the tariffs are creating long-term uncertainty in the economy. David Rogers, the vice president of economic development with the Mobile Chamber, talked up current local economic growth, but he also expressed some concern over labor barriers to entry and the uncertainty created by the tariffs. In a city where the Alabama State Port has such a strong economic impact, Rogers said consumer demand has fallen 24%. Central Alabama Water, the regional water system that replaced Birmingham Water Works, has hired a CEO over the objections of the Birmingham appointed board members, reports AL.com's Joseph D. Bryant. The contract says Jeffrey Thompson will make $446,000 a year for 5 years. Now, it's a couple $100,000 per year less than the salary that had been proposed in the budget. Some criticize the hiring and its process as wrapped in secrecy. Jefferson County Commissioner Sheila Tyson complained that the only resume presented to the board was Thompson's. Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin compared the hiring process to a political backroom deal. Meanwhile, board member Jeffrey Brumlow praised Thompson's credentials after the meeting. Quote, his background in water is stellar. This is who the chairman wanted to put forward, end quote. Well, Southern Living named shark attack survivor Lulu Gribben as its 2025 Southerner of the Year, reports AL.com's Lawrence Specker. Now, the Mountain Brook teenager's attack was in June 2024, and she's been inspiring people in and beyond Alabama ever since. She founded the Lulu Strong Foundation for improving treatment for amputees and advocated for the state law that we've talked about a lot here that created a shark attack alert system along the state's beaches. Gribbon lost her left hand and much of her right leg in the attack. She told Southern Living that she's loving life. Quote, I get to advocate for people with limb differences. I get to have a purpose with my life, and I get to have a relationship with God, end quote. Well, I don't guess I'll be fussing about anything today. It's Friday. Let's do a review with the Alabama News Quiz. Before that, we'll take a quick ad break. We're saving up so we don't have to keep using the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Y'all stay with us.
In America, half of every dollar spent on brand medicines goes to entities who don't make them. While middlemen like PBMs and 340B hospitals drive up costs, Biopharma is investing $500 billion in new infrastructure and manufacturing here at home, and helping patients buy medicines directly at lower prices. Tell Washington to end middlemen markups and put American patients first. Visit phrma.org/middlemen.
Thanks, everybody, for staying with us. It's Friday. We're going to do another news quiz. First of all, I want to mention that when I break to commercial, sometimes I'll make some kind of quip about paying the house band or keeping the lights on. It's come to my attention that a pretty popular national podcaster uses my keeping the lights on line. I don't know who had it first, but I just wanted to say that, we're not stealing from anybody here, folks. If we were, we'd be a whole lot slicker than we are now. But I want to welcome into the Down in Alabama studio a brand new person, never been on the show. I believe, and I don't know if I'm getting your title right, Ramsey, data editor Ramsey Archibald. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's probably ever changing, but for now, that's it. Yeah, that's me.
Well, we're awful glad to have you here to be our to sit in the hot seat. I was a math guy in school a little bit, more than most journalists. So, if you ever want to create a team and hire me away from the podcast end of things, just let me know.
You're breaking this to me live on air. Come on, come on over. Let's end this early. You can come work for me. That's perfect.
There are no secrets around here. But before we get started, do you want to give us a sneak peek at anything you're working on, or something that's already published, or whatever? Plug something. Everybody's got to plug something.
Yeah, I mean, so we have stuff kind of rolling out year round. The most recent stuff we did is a look at real estate markets cooling off kind of throughout Alabama. I think it's a trend you'll likely continue to see, and it's really more of a, you saw huge unsustainable growth in the housing market during 2020, 2021, 2022, and it's sort of flatlined since then. And realtors call it a return to normalcy. So that's, I guess, good news if you're looking to buy a house, bad news if you already have one, maybe a little bit of both. But we have those for, major markets throughout the state. We'll have stuff like that kind of just forever. And I do want to highlight, it's not so much a data story, but one of our data reporters has been covering the new data center that just got greenlit essentially in Bessemer. Her coverage of that, her name's Hannah Denham. Her coverage has been phenomenal, best around. So if you're interested in all the fallout from that, I would recommend following along with her.
I'll tell you what, I will link to some stuff in show notes that'll cover what you just talked about pretty well. I'll tell you about the housing market correcting a little bit, or at least letting it catch up. This was an easy prediction for me because I bought a house in 23. So I absolutely knew that it would drop in value at least $10,000 in 2 years.
Yeah, hopefully you told all your readers about this, or your listeners, right before you did that. So now they could get ahead of the curve a little bit.
That's right. That's right. They had to know this. It must be the worst time to buy because Ike's buying. So,
I am similarly cursed, although we almost bought a house right at the top, and something fell through. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'm going to get all patriotic on you. In America, there's always another top, man. It's always another peak's coming.
True, you're not wrong about that.
We are trying not to be overly optimistic around here, but let's get to an Alabama news quiz. How about it?
All right, let's do it. I'm ready to embarrass myself.
Well, the thing is, people on staff, fellow journalists, reporters, they don't do as well as audience typically, and I know why that is. It's because you're so immersed in certain aspects of the news that a handful of things you're going to miss. So that kind of what happens. Now, top-notch audience members who pay attention to the news, they're going to hit them all. It's just because that's their experience. So pressure's off is what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Sounds good to me. No pressure.
All right, question number one. Oh, I know you're going to hear some rustling. I did, because this is one of my favorite things in the world, is when you do get one wrong, or if you get one.
I thought you said no pressure.
I brought the buzzer. That's one of my
good.
favorite things. I have, when audience members do come on and do this, before I hit record, a lot of them will go, "Are you going to use the buzzer?" All right. Question number one, or problem number one. Forbes placed this late Alabamian on its list of the highest paid dead celebrities of 2025. Now, let me go ahead and go through all the possible answers, even if you know it, so that people can play along. Forbes placed this late Alabamian on its list of the highest paid dead celebrities of 25. Was it Jimmy Buffett, Hank Williams, George Washington Carver, or Tallulah Bankhead?
Well, this is going to be a guess. The data reporter in me tells me I have a 25% chance of getting it right. I think I'm going to go with Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett is correct. Good answer. I mean, you know your Alabama news well enough to know that you can't sneeze without having to say, "Oh, sorry about that," to a Margaritaville something.
Yeah, that's right.
It's same thing in my closet of T-shirts. Same deal. I personally think the estate of George Washington Carver should be getting a cut out of every jar of peanut butter sold.
Yeah, I was going to say there's got to be some unfair payment there going on. I'm sure that money is not going over to.
They need some residuals. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, Jimmy Buffett famously in a song referred to stealing peanut butter, so maybe not everybody's paying for it. I don't know.
It's all full circle here.
That's right. That's right. Question number two. This past week, the Alabama Education Television Commission voted to do this with the Alabama Public Television's deal with PBS. I didn't need a "the" there, so I'm going to read that again. This past week, the Alabama Educational Television Commission voted to do this with Alabama Public Television's deal with PBS. Was it terminate it, extend it another 2 years, keep it and revisit before it expires next year, or make it contingent upon Elmo appearing at the Iron Bowl?
They should have done that. So I know they sort of extended it. There's two that it could be. I think they revisit next year is what I saw, right?
Correct. You're guessing awful well if that's what you're doing.
Well, that one I had actually saw the story, so
Right.
I'll give myself a little bit of credit for that one.
Well, 2 for 2. There was another Archibald on this show, and I'm pretty. You might have already matched his correct total. I'm not sure.
Well, you said it
I'm
too
not sure.
early. Now I'm going to fall apart down the stretch.
Number 3. The funding is now in place to move this historic site. It's actually on the, I hope I'm saying this right, the National Register of Historic Places. Is it Tolstoy Park or the Hermit Hut in Fairhope? Is it the USS Alabama battleship in Mobile? Is it Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery? Or is it Wesley's Booby Trap in Dora?
Oh man. This is going to be a pure guess. Um, it seems like a boat would be easier to move. I might go with that. USS Alabama. I had to
That
get the buzzer once.
Yeah, I'm not sure how seaworthy it is these days. It's been in place a long time. It
Sure.
is Tolstoy Park. That's that igloo shaped. They call it the Hermit House or Hermit Hut in
Yeah.
Fairhope.
I have never been there. I guess I gotta. Well, if I put it in Google Maps now, it might be wrong.
That's
Since they're
right.
going to move
Well,
it. So
it's still where it was. It's like a block off of 98 there in Fairhope. It's in the middle of a parking lot right now.
Hmm.
It's in an odd place. So they're going to move it to a park so that
okay,
folks
cool.
folks can enjoy it. All right. All right. We're 2-1 so far. 2, 3. Let's do number 4. Okay, this little added degree of difficulty here because I think this may go back another week or so. The mayors of the state's 10 largest cities have collectively called for this to be applied in more situations. Now, there are a couple things in the news here, so pay attention to this. The mayors of the state's 10 largest cities have collectively, they wrote an op-ed for our site, for example. Hey, they collectively called for this to be applied in more situations. The death penalty, Aniah's Law, the Memorial Preservation Act, or common sense.
Man. I don't know. I want to say common sense. I hope it's common sense.
The thing about elected officials, they call for common sense a lot. Use it.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to say Aniah's Law.
You are correct. Well done. Aniah's Law, of course, means for certain felons, they do not have the option, or the judge has the option to deny bond. So they want to expand that from just murder cases to attempted murder cases as well. So very good. Well, we're rolling into number 5 here, and this one is from Wednesday night. And if you have a hillbilly side like me, then you might have a leg up on getting it right. Here we go. Question number 5: which Alabama artist won 3 CMA awards this week for a duet he co-wrote and recorded with Ella Langley? All right. Was it Teddy Gentry, Jamie Johnson, Riley Green, or Tommy Shaw?
This one's I'm not gonna pretend like I know it.
You didn't watch the CMAs? What?
I did not watch the CMAs, and I'd like to think I got a little hillbilly in me, but I don't know. I'm gonna guess. Again, it's a guess. I don't even remember the names. I'm gonna say B.
Now I'm trying to remember which order I told you in.
If you say it again, I'll know which one it was.
Teddy Gentry, Jamie Johnson, Riley Green, or Tommy Shaw?
Jamie Johnson, that's the one.
Hey, that was a pretty good guess. I would, Jamie Johnson, I would totally write a song with Jamie Johnson and win a CMA with it. And a lot of people have done well doing that. It actually is Riley Green. He and Ella
Langley. That was my second choice.
That's right. He had the "You Look Like You Love Me" duet that won 3 CMA awards. Tommy Shaw, I don't believe, has had a writing session with Ella Langley, but we need to make that happen. I want to hear what comes out of that.
Hey, get him on the show.
Yeah, we got a lot of Styx fans in the audience, so we ought to do that.
3-2, that's a winning record. I'll take it.
Absolutely. It wasn't the easiest test I've ever put together. So,
yeah. I was going to ask where it rates on the. I'm sure you gave my dad a couple slow pitch, right over the plate.
Here's the thing, and since I've already picked on him, I'll tell the truth. I started giving him the quiz, and it was like the second or third one I've done, and the others were really easy. And so I decided to go a little, and as I'm reading the questions, I'm thinking, there's no way he's going to get there. It was, I like 3 of the questions were the hardest Alabama news quiz questions that have ever been on the thing. So we were laughing, and he was acted embarrassed. I don't know if he was or not.
That's fun though.
Well, great. Thanks for coming on and doing this, Ramsey. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Hey, anyone out there who wants to take this quiz, I know we don't do it every week, or even as much as we used to, but if you want to come on and take the Alabama news quiz, we record on Thursday afternoons usually. Just shoot me an email at imorgan, IMORGAN @AL.com and put quiz in the subject line, because I'm going to tell you, I've had my email address for a long time and I get a lot of junk emails. So put quiz, because I like to search for them to make sure I'm not missing them. That's imorgan @AL.com. Thanks everybody out there for listening to us. Have a great weekend. We're going to be back with you early Monday morning. Until then, y'all come by and see what we're doing anytime you want to on the World Wide Web at AL.com.